Do you sometimes feel that your conversations with women feel like two friends catching up without a clear romantic or sexual energy? The type of conversations that seem forced with awkward silences that make both you and the girl quite uncomfortable. You potentially even go on many dates, but struggle to escalate, and the dates seem to be stuck, really not going anywhere. And of course, after the date, you never see the girl ever again. And because of this, you feel like you're wasting many opportunities and missing out. This is one of the most common patterns I see in dating. And the biggest reason of guys not being able to move things forward is their inability to show intent. You're either too passive or you wait for the perfect moment that never comes. In this video, I'll explain how you can finally learn to show proper intent and take your conversations from platonic to romantic. So first of all, what does intent even mean? Intent is simply communicating that you're interested in a girl for more than just a casual conversation. It's letting her know that you see her in a romantic way. So let me tell you the true reasons why you're failing to show intent that drives your conversations and dates forward. Reason number one, you're relying only on words and specifically compliments. A lot of guys think that showing intent means just giving a girl a few compliments. I think you have a nice dress, you're gorgeous, I like your hair. When a guy relies purely on compliments to show interest, it often feels like he's hiding his true intentions and not committing 100%. You're not really jumping in the cold water, but just barely dipping your toes. And when a girl senses hesitation, she loses attraction. Instead, you need to use your body language, your eye contact, your voice tonality, and your overall energy, because those things convey much more than words ever could. So leaning in, having a piercing eye contact, slow, deep voice, and flirty demeanor will show intent in a much more deep and powerful way than just words. Don't tell her that you're interested in her. Show her. Also, compliments, especially if given too early into interaction, can create a lot of unnecessary pressure and make the interaction seem forced. And the woman might feel a bit awkward if she's not sure about you yet. Rather than pressure, you want to build tension. When you combine different flirting techniques like playful teasing with non-verbal signals like lingering eye contact or confident posture, you create a powerful dynamic that keeps the girl engaged, and the tension builds naturally and gradually, which is far more compelling than just giving her a few compliments. To summarize, verbal intent without non-verbal intent means absolutely nothing in dating situations. However, showing non-verbal intent is much harder, and now we come to the second reason why showing intent is really hard for most men. And the reason number two is fear of rejection. Most guys deep down inside have massive fear of rejection, which is why it's actually hard to show non-verbal intent. That's also why saying a few compliments feels a lot easier, because you're not really committing 100%. That is also the reason why your conversations and dates don't seem to go anywhere. And the girl can feel this. She can feel that you're not really sure of yourself and that you're doubting yourself. And when that happens, she loses a lot of attraction. So the only way you can master showing intent is by conquering your fear of rejection. Without it, you'll never reach your true potential in your dating life, and your dates will lack that spark and fire that you desire. Finally, the reason number three for not being able to show intent is your inability to just go for it. Intent is not just a one-time thing. It's about repeatedly showing desire. A lot of guys just wait for the perfect moment that never comes, because there's only one perfect moment, and that is at the start of the interaction. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes. Intent is not just about giving a few compliments here and there and waiting for her to respond. It's about continuously showing that you're comfortable expressing your attraction and expressing it in different ways throughout the interaction. Now, the key question is this: how do you learn all these things, and how do you learn to show intent? Because it's one thing to theoretically understand this, but how do you practice and get better at this? You could go on a lot of dates, but the problem is that most guys don't have a lot of dates. And even if you could magically go on a lot of dates, it's not very time efficient because of the extended feedback loop. If you're not showing intent, the date will just come to a painful stop at the end of the night. But you need to spend multiple hours to find out that you messed up, and you'll need to wait multiple days or even weeks so you can try again. So in my humble opinion, the best way to learn to show intent is to master day game. Here's why. Number one, it teaches you to get over your fear of rejection, which is the underlying core pillar that you need in order to effectively show intent. And in day game, you face a lot of rejection. And in order to master this process of day game, you'll need to figure out how to deal with this fear of rejection. And number two, it teaches you to show the nonverbal intent. In day game, if you rely purely on verbal intent, your interactions won't go anywhere, which is also why most guys fail at this. However, if you can learn to properly show non-verbal intent in these kind of interactions, where you don't have a lot of time and you have to show intent quickly, you won't have any problem doing the same in other more social situations or on your dates. Number 3, it teaches you to just go for it. When you approach a girl, you only have a few seconds to show her in an authentic way that you like her. If you fail, she'll blow you out immediately. So when you learn to just go for it in day game, you'll learn to go for it in any other situation. Number 4, it's a really fast feedback loop. If you fail to show intent, you'll know immediately instead of waiting multiple hours to find out at the end of the night. Hence, you can practice this again and again by initiating more conversations. Number 5, when you master this, you'll get a lot of dates. A little side benefit. However, notice that I said master day game, not just do it. The reason I make this distinction is that by just going out a few times and getting rejected a few times won't teach you how to show intent. You need to commit, find resources to learn, put this as one of your priorities, and take massive action. Hope this helps. Let me know in the comments your thoughts below and what you want to see next.